In 2021, one of the detrimental pieces that you can do for your business is have no digital presence, not leveraging social media, not even existing on the World Wide Web is absolutely a killer, because the problem is not that you lack talent or skills. Your problem is going to be obscurity. In this exclusive, I have two legends. One that has been in the business community for over 4 decades. The second who has been dominating for the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years, but created a very, very successful 7-figure business right from her own cell phone and laptop lifestyle. And I cannot wait for you to get as many golden nuggets that you're about to get. This is the ME Show.
Girls on me, on the dance floor, all eyes on me. Who is he? Man, you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be. All eyes on me,
all eyes on the prize. Money supersized, G5 super fly, should be supervised. Do or die, open up your eyes, head to the sky. Keep a mean bad mommy on the side. Make a tsunami, kamikaze on the mind. Spit flow, paparazzi flash shine. Get dough, champagne, Merlot. Cash and tango, in the VIP. Now she wanna touch her ankle. Get low, mueve mami como el dembow. All eyes on me, peeping through the window. Get mine, get yours, believe it or not. In the meantime, I'ma keep my eyes on the top.
All eyes on me, drinks on me, girls on me, on the dance floor. All eyes on me, who is he? Man, you better come get your girl dog. All eyes on me, party like a rock star. You can find me in VIP. All eyes on me, yeah, where the girls are. This is how your night should be.
All eyes on me indeed. And I got with me 2 rock stars. The very first one happens to be from Florida, and she is a super, extremely amazing mother of 2 children under the age of 4, an amazing wife, and a woman that is creating a mega impact in the entrepreneurial community. And I got the privilege to collaborate with her throughout the whole week. She goes by the name of Super K, and that is the one and only Kristen Lee. And also we have a Hall of Fame motivational speaker, a 6-time best-selling co-author, a champion, 10 times a black belt in the martial arts community. Just so you know, there's less than 100 people globally who have achieved that. One of the most impactful people that you can have around you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Dr. Breakthrough, the one and only Dr. Stan Harris. Congratulations, and thank you so much for blessing us with all the greatness that the both of you have done in your own respectful brands and communities. But I'd love if we can flood this timeline with as much nuggets that KFC is going to have to suit up both of us. So first things first, let us start with the beautiful, amazing Super K herself. For those who may not know just yet about your greatness, take 30 seconds to a minute and let us know how it all started and what you focus on in the business community.
Absolutely. So, hey guys, I'm so glad to be here. And when Ali said, she's been around 5-10 years. Yes, I've been an entrepreneur for 17 years running my own businesses. However, I've only been in the marketing industry for coming up on 2 years, March 29th. Okay. So some people go, oh, Super K, you've been able to create results for people. You must have been doing this for years. I haven't. What it was consistency, dedication, and drive. Okay. Not letting anything stop you. I watched people be where I want to be. And I said, you know what? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've got to go where the success is, because success leaves clues, right? And I had to dig in and create my own method and way that I could personalize to me and help others in my own way. And that's what I did. When I first got into marketing, I had a previous business, but I felt underwhelmed. I was working for myself, helping people on Amazon. I said, you know what? I'm not helping the masses. And that's what I wanted to do. And so I said, you know what? Let me give this marketing thing a go. I got in. Let me tell you, it went wrong. I was taught the wrong way. Oh, just spam in the inbox, 100 people a day. Post your links everywhere and you'll make money. Well, guess how much money I made in my first month? 0. Second month, 0. Third month, 0. And I was like, something's got to give. This isn't right. So I implemented what I used in my previous business and said, you know what? I know how to use Facebook organically. let me see if I can do it my way. And I dug in deep, and boom, that 4th month, I hit leaderboards where people were going, who is this, Kristen Lee, where is she coming from and how is she doing it? And I was brought onto a call to teach those people what I did. And I said, well, I'm just using organic strategies on Facebook. And they said, you've got something, girl. You need to teach it. And I said, okay, well, sure. I thought I was too new to teach anything, but you don't have to be, around for 10 years to teach something. If you can lead people to the information they want to deliver them a result, that's how you do it. And that's what I did is I created a course to help people learn organic strategies, and then created automation systems to make money in my sleep and teach others. So that's how I got into the industry. I got into a bad opportunity, but didn't give up, okay? I was taught the wrong way. It may not have been the opportunity. It was the way I was taught. And I want to change that for more people. And that's where I am here today.
That's awesome. And I got so many follow-ups, so hang tight. And Dr. Breakthrough, you probably have the most experience out of all of us, and a lot of wisdom that comes with it, and always blessing us with a lot of information. And there's something always that we learn, as you call it, a breakthrough that will happen. So if you don't mind, would you take a minute or so and just share with everybody that is watching how it all began, and again, the impact that you've been able to create as well?
Well, first of all, again, what an incredible opportunity to be with the both of you. We got Super K, the beauty. We got Ali, the brain.
I don't get the beauty.
5 languages, everything else.
I don't get the beauty. I don't understand.
She outshines you, bro.
All right, I got you.
And then you got me, the beast or the black belt, whichever one you want to go. But anyway, the brother, anyway, we're all together. But what I love about this is this industry is, I always say, we may not have it all together, but together we have it all. See, Super K is super great. She's what I call high tech, and you are as well. I'm super high touch, right? So when you mix high touch and high tech, you get a bigger check, right? So we get to mesh things together. But yes, Ali, I think the only reason I have more experience is I've been around a little longer. As a matter of fact, right before this, I dyed out my gray. And my wife's like, baby, but you look so debonair. She's like, don't touch that beard. I was like, but baby, she's like, don't touch it. I was like, okay. So why don't you look debonair like this? She's like, go ahead now. But anyway, so, but yeah, it's been incredible. And kind of like Kristen, I tell people, my main message is simple, Ali, and that is every master was at once a mess, or at best mediocre. And therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. And that's exactly what Super K said, right? Like, she got started, right? She wasn't that good, made some mistakes, but she saw other people. She said, wait a minute, if they can do it. And as a matter of fact, that's one of the main things I hope people will take away from today. And that is what, your wisdom and all that you do, man, and Super K. And we put all this together. I want to tell people, if you believe like we believe, and if you do like we do, what happens for us can happen for you. But because we're not the standard, it can happen even better for you. That's our desire. That's our prayer. So Ali, the greatest thing that I've been able to do is to mentor people and coach people and have them exceed some things that I've done. Now, I haven't had anyone do that in the martial arts, because 10th degree is the highest you can get. But anyway, but what I'm saying though is, but when I started in martial arts, I was a mess, right? But I got connected to a master. And I just stayed with it. As Super K said, I was consistent, and he helped me to get to the level, right? And then, my friend, I just leveraged that. I said, wait a minute, if I can do that in this arena, I can use some of those same principles to do it over here in this arena. And so that's what's happening. So now we're just glad to be able to travel around the world now through Zoom, right? And encourage people, because Ali, I remember I didn't believe in me. And it was other people that saw something in me that I couldn't see. And Ali, I never dreamed I could do the stuff I was doing, but they believed. So I didn't want to let them down. So I gave it a shot. And guess what? It worked. And that's when my life really transformed. I was like, wait a minute, people can get breakthroughs from believing in other people's belief in them. And Ali, that's what I love about what you're doing with this show and the different things that you're doing.
I love it. So let's get back to Super K. So, you've mentioned you've been in business for 17 years and then got into the marketing space for the last 2 and really created a 7-figure business. See, the world sees she's successful. She made it happen. They don't see the mom of 2 kids under 4. They don't see the wife. They don't see the person herself that still has those responsibilities and wants and needs that she's got to achieve for herself. For an average individual that may be starting today or considering to start their journey today, what would be the step 1, 2, and 3 that you have from a novice perspective in order to get forward to the journey that you are in?
So the first thing is to make sure you understand what your ultimate goal is, because if you don't have a purpose for what you're doing, it's not going to drive you out of bed every day to give it your best. So you want to make sure you say, okay, you know what? I'm doing this for what? Okay. Yeah. And yes, you can have your long-term goal, but you need your, focus of what is going to be the first step to get to that initial goal before you can get to the ultimate goal. And you want to make sure, say, if you are starting off with little money, okay, and a lot of marketers, they want to get their feet wet and they don't have a lot of money for advertising or anything, is utilize your Facebook, okay? Your profile could be your biggest advertising market out there, okay? So I want to make sure if you're going to use your Facebook that the main thing you do, the very first thing is make sure you have a presentable profile photo of yourself. If it's of your cat, dog, your boat or whatever it is other than you, words, you want to make sure you change it to be you looking presentable, and inviting, okay? There's many people that get into marketing and they have words on there and they put their picture on the cover photo. They don't realize people don't see that picture in their cover photo. They see that circle image. And those words may be motivating, but it's not of you. And people join people they know, like, and trust. Yep. And no one's going to know, like, or trust you if they can't see your face. So I'd say that's the ultimate thing people need to do if they're going to get into marketing using Facebook organic strategies. Make sure their profile is set up for success.
Love it. Love it. Doc, you've gone through 4 decades worth of changes. I mean, what things were back in the day versus what they are now, and the evolution of speed that we're seeing with technology. How were you able to sustain growth and maintaining that next milestone of business? I mean, 4 decades is legendary in the eyes of the masses. But again, most people just see the surface. They don't see everything that you were doing behind the scene and the hundreds of books that we just see behind you right now, and the tens of thousands of boards that you've broken. So share with us, how does one sustain? And I have a follow-up question on that whenever we can.
Well, again, one of the greatest things is what I learned in martial arts. And that is, they taught us, if while you practice, you don't want to quit, you haven't really practiced. And so it's like, you've got to do something until your body says, I had enough, or you're ready to quit. And the will says, no, you continue on. And the breakthrough usually occurs right after you feel like you're about to break down, or after you've broken down, right? And so I always learned when I got in business and did whatever else, whenever I felt like, oh my goodness, it's like, okay, I'm at that sweet spot now. It's like an athlete, especially someone who's running, and they know, man, the runner is like, feels like their lungs are about to explode. And they know if they continue on, they'll get this, what's called a second win, right? That's that breakthrough. That second one is like, now. And so one of the things that, again, it helped me was that a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you refuse to turn. Yeah. And so I had to learn, to turn and to adapt and do some different things, right? And so as Mr. Alvin Toffler said something very powerful. He said the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but rather those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn, right? And then real quick, I also want to throw in that Scott Hoffer said something that, again, was a paradigm breakthrough shift for me. He said, learners shall inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to live in the world that no longer exists. So the doctorate degrees that I have, that made me learned, but I was like, no, I got to continue to be learning. And again, the martial arts taught us that. Always, get this now, always a teacher, but always a student, right? Yeah. So it's got to constantly be learning as well. And so those things help me. Now I'm going to throw one more thing. And that is one of my best mentors. He's now gone, Charlie Tremendous Jones, who wrote the book Life is Tremendous, and who, by the way, the original one who said, you'll be the same you are 5 years from now, except for the books you read and the people you meet. And by the way, Ali, I added, you'll be the same you are 5 years from now, except for the books you read, the people you meet, and the challenges you attend. But anyway, so here's one thing. We were speaking together at a conference, and he said, Doc, he said, you want to know why most people fail? And I said, well, yes, sir. I have an idea, but what do you think? He said, because they don't have a plan. I was like, great. He said, but you know why? You want to know why most people with a plan, why they fail? I was like, okay, hold on a second. Wait a minute. You just said most people fail because they don't have a plan. Now you're saying most people that have a plan fail? I was like, okay, why? He said, because they stick to their plans. He's like, what? He said, no, things are constantly evolving and changing. So what happens is called flexible planning. So you got to have a plan, but you got to be willing to flex and change that plan. So again, a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you refuse to turn. So I've just had to learn to turn.
You're like a NASCAR in business. You go straight, make a left, and go straight again, and make a left and go straight again. You just got to keep going. Hey, Super K. Actually, I do have a follow up. You've mentioned the learning and the relearning. There are many people who may say, "Well, I'm old school. You know, like this whole social media thing is too fast for me. The digital world is too complex for me." How can you talk to that audience? You know, you've tapped into social media. You're in Clubhouse. You're in, you know, like different platforms. Talk to me about your journey and what is your message to that person who says, I can't because I don't get social media?
Well, one of the things that we teach in our Breakthrough Challenge that really frees people is this. Once I make up my mind to do something, see, the key is you got to make up your mind. I used to, and Ali, I was one of those guys saying, well, that's beyond me. That's not really my forte. When you talk like that, you disengage your brain. But see, once you make up your mind to do something, and if it's just make up your mind, you're going to stay relevant, right? And my children help me with that, by the way. But if you're going to make up your mind to stay relevant, then it's like, okay, so once I make up my mind to do something, God will orchestrate circumstances to align themselves in my favor. When I say I can't, my mind stops trying. But when I ask, how can I, my mind keeps searching till it finds a way. There's a way, and I will find it. And if not, by the grace of God, I'll invent it. So when I made up my mind, guess what? Younger people came into my life, right? And I started paying and taking courses and classes that would teach me, right? And then implementing some of these things, and it was just life transformational. Besides that, that's what makes people feel younger too. When you're constantly learning, it's like, man, you have that zest. It's like, wow, it's great. And so, yeah, so just it's a concept of making up your mind. And once you do that, then you'll get connected to somebody or someone that can then teach you, that can help you, and that can aid you.
I love it. I would love, Super K, if we can piggyback on that. There are others who would say, well, I don't have money for a studio and for a Yeti microphone and for the ring light. And until I have money, I'm not going to be able to make any major impact. I know the answer because I've been in that route for 14 years. Would you mind, from your perspective, address that individual who thinks, unless I have a $5,000 a month budget, I won't be able to make it in an online business?
So yeah, when I first, got into marketing, I wasn't sure it was the route I wanted to go. So I didn't want to go and spend a ton of money going, is this for me? Right. Guys, you know what I used? I think most people have one of these in their hand, right?
Yep, right.
A cell phone. And people go, oh my gosh, Kristen, your photos. Who do you have as a photographer to make all those amazing posts daily that are branded to you? You know what? My photographer is my phone. I do nothing more than click on the phone, set the timer, pose, and boom, use free software like canva.com. That's how I make all my content. You can find free ways to do just about anything if you look hard enough. If you want it, you can have it. You just have to go. Google's your best friend. You can find anything on the internet these days. And, letting something tell you can't because you don't have the funds, you're already defeating yourself in your mind. If you want it bad enough, you will find a way. You will find stuff. I can probably walk around my office and find 10 things I could sell right now that I haven't touched in the last year.
Yep.
And put it on Marketplace, put it on Craigslist, because my trash is someone else's treasure, and it could be exactly what they need for them. And it's not trash. It's just something I haven't used. And if you want it bad enough, there's something like, oh, well, my phone camera's broken. Well, find a way to, pawn your way to profits or something, there's ways to go about it. And just know that everybody can be where anybody that you look at as a legend or a, mentor, someone that you look up to is like, wow, I want to get there. You know what? You just have to find the will to find the way. And when you do that, anything is possible, guys. I started on a 0 budget, okay? And I was able to create income from my phone because I was determined, and you all have that in you. So don't ever feel like there's something that's holding you back from someone else who may have money, because we all can do it from our cell phones.
Yeah, no, that's spot on. Doc, you're known to the masses as not only the accolades that follow you, but to me, you are the ultimate connector. Like, you're always connecting Les Brown with our community, or Adora Evans or whomever. Like, you have the natural, hey, I think you can collaborate with this community. Hey, I think you can collaborate with this person. You're always connecting people. 2 questions. I don't know why I always have 2 questions, but it's a good thing. So the very first question, how important is it to be a connector in terms of giving value to your audience? And 2, how important is it for an individual to be open-minded to connect to other communities or other individuals? Because we live in a space right now, especially for those who are in online businesses, direct sales. It's like, my company, my t-shirt, my hat, my people, don't talk to, and it creates this closed-minded behavior. So if you don't mind, how important is it to be a connector of others? And how important is it for the person that is being reached out to be open-minded to connect with other individuals?
Great question, man. And that's awesome. I wish I knew the answer. We're going to have to get syndicated.
It's coming.
From my perspective, it's basically, I think in a nutshell, let me give this illustration. One company I was a top earner with, the owner and I would fly around in a private corporate jet doing meetings, and he would speak first, the CEO, and then he'd say, he wrote this book called Guaranteed Prospects. How to get guaranteed. And he said, now everybody needs this book except that next guy's about to speak, Dr. Stan Harris, aka we call him Dr. Breakthrough. He said, let me tell you something about this guy. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. He said, this guy can recruit people at will. Well, I get up to speak and I'm like, I really appreciate your kind words and compliments. However, I don't think Eskimos need ice. But if they want it, I want them to get it from me before they get it from Ali. But I said, but if they see Super K, they're going to get hurt first. So please, but I said, and I can't recruit people at will. I said, here's what I do. I listen real well and I watch real well. And when I see them struggles and I hear them talk about their problems, I simply present my product, my service, my opportunity in light of its problem-solving capabilities. So I'm really kind of just a problem solver and a solution provider. However, when I help solve those problems, I get paid and I deserve to get paid. But in a nutshell, I said all that to say, I'm just connecting a person with a problem to something that has the solution, right? And like I said in the beginning, we may not have it all together, but together we have it all. When I realize that, as powerful as I may be in my own right, Super K's got strengths that I don't have. And as powerful as she is, you've got strengths, Ali, that neither one of us have. So, but when we all come together, as the scripture says, a threefold cord is not easily broken. So when I realized my beautiful wife, Nadia, I call her my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight. We always say if it's not win, 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 we're not in. But when it's win, 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 we're all the way in. So when you connect people, here's the thing you have to understand, it's going to be a win, win, win. So if you can make it a win, 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 here's the importance, and that is this. Even if you don't seem to get a financial profit out of the deal, you have capital in their mind that, hey, this person assisted me in getting something that I need. I'll give you this quick illustration. I'll turn it back to you. Hopefully I'll answer your 2 questions in that. But I had a great connection years ago with Bishop T.D. Jakes. And at that time I was working with a company, as the 10th degree black belt. They had a bunch of us elite athletes representing that nutritional company. And we would speak at some of the events. And so they said, hey, if you want to build a little bit. And I was like, well, I'm really too busy. But they said, we'll give you a young guy. You just connect everybody to him and he'll sign them up for you kind of and keep. I was like, okay, I can do that. Well, so I found out Bishop T.D. Jakes had a need. And I found out this company had a product that would supply that need and some things that he wanted to accomplish. So I set up a meeting with the CEO of that company and with Bishop T.D. Jakes. They met and bam, it was and so he ended up coming aboard. And Ali, you know what happened when people found out Bishop T.D. Jakes was on my team? Do you know my phone was ringing like crazy. People like, man, what? And here's the thing: how would you get TD? I didn't get TD Jakes. I just helped TD Jakes get what he wanted. And when I helped him get what he wanted, he ended up being part of my team. When he was part of my team, then everybody else, all these other pastors and all these other bishops, like, dude, what do we got to do to join your team, right? And so that's the whole thing about it. And so I think if we could kind of, Ali, just think about the fact that people, regardless of how powerful they are, they all have a need. And if you can assist them in satisfying their need, if they're decent people, they're going to want to do something for you. One more quick story. Mr. William Lee Bailey, who's one of my best mentors as well, who mentored Les Brown, and Jim Rohn worked for him for 7 years, by the way, in the early days. And so I paid to be mentored by him and bought everything he had. And he said, I really like you. He said, if you ever need something, let me know. While most people would have said, oh, I need you to, I was like, oh, I just tucked that away, right? Well, I was working with another company and it came up and I was like, man, I had a great idea. And I called Mr. Bailey. I said, Mr. Bailey, remember you said that you wouldn't mind doing something. I kind of need a favor. I said, I'm speaking for this company. It's sending me around traveling. I would like for you to travel and speak with me, if you don't mind, a few places. If we could do like me and my mentor type of meetings. He said, well, I'm not really interested in speaking for any company, but I would do it for you. I would work. And I said, okay. And by the way, they put a spot in for me. Do you mind if they put, I said, no, I wouldn't mind at all. Ali, 13 multimillionaires called me and said, Bill Bailey and you are working together. Like, dude, what do I got to do to be part of that? Right. And again, the question came, how in the world? And by the way, Mr. Bailey was a guy who had a company grossing $64 million a month back in the 70s. How did you get a guy like that to come out of retirement to work with you? I said, I didn't. We just, just some things we worked together, so forth. And so again, it just goes back to just the connecting. And Ali, I think sometimes people get intimidated by powerful people and they think they won't listen to me. So first of all, you got to be confident in who you are, but then you got to understand no matter how powerful they are, they need something. And if you help satisfy their need, eventually something will come back around, you know what I mean? And so hopefully that helps.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I went too long, but that helped.
No, you're good. You're good. I told everybody, I put a disclaimer, KFC is probably going to try to sue us. There's so many nuggets that are being given out. So this is a good thing. Super K, 2020 has been a very interesting year for many people. There were some pivoting, there were some adjustments to a lot. And many people who might not have had an online presence or an online business have suffered dramatically. I mean, even in our country, 40 million people were in unemployment, 500,000 people died, and all of their families. I was talking to my wife yesterday. I'm like, just imagine each one of those individuals has 10 to 20 family members. But by default, that is 5 to 10 million people that have been impacted in a traumatic way of losing somebody that they loved. And what is your message to somebody who may be still stuck in 2020 and their mindset is still shattered, as in, I'm defeated, there's nothing positive that I'm looking at?
It's so sad to see what has gone on. However, we have to take the mess and work on turning it into a message, because someone needs to hear their message. And that's the powerful thing, is we, in times like that, need to work on our mindset. If we don't get our mind right, we can't serve those who need to see the light. I feel like I'm picking up Dr. Stan's rhyming back and forth, sending the vibes. And, it's just so amazing when you do mindset training or you get in front of people that can get your mind right, and take advantage of that. There's so many free opportunities online to do so. And, when it's offered to you, even when you're feeling down, no, man, I've tried everything, I just can't. It could be the piece that you're missing, and it could have been that breakthrough that is needed. So don't give up, because that could have been your catalyst to take you to where you need to be. So guys, when you're feeling down, giving up because you've tried everything, you've spent all your money on this, that, and the other thing, and it just didn't work. So when someone throws something free at you, you're like, I've tried the paid stuff. The free stuff's not going to work. Guys, I'm telling you, sometimes the free is worth more than the stuff that you pay for. It all depends on how you take it in your mind and you absorb it. And sometimes when you're at your lowest, that's when you get your biggest breakthrough. So I have to say, guys, just dig in and get your mind right. There's so many different things you can do to help that. And I think Dr. Breakthrough has something.
Yeah. So that's called That's called a layup, by the way. Just that's what that was. That was like an ultimate layup. So speaking of breakthrough, speaking of restarting, speaking of a free-handing, perfect opportunity to get everything you want, because sometimes, and I quote, the free stuff ends up being better than the paid stuff. Doc, you have an event that day 0 is the 7th, but officially it is the 8th that it starts, a 5-day Breakthrough Freedom Challenge. Would you mind taking a moment and educating on the expectations on that, and why should anyone be part of it?
Well, yes, sir. Well, thank you very much. And again, Super K, appreciate you. Just, it's amazing. When we first met, we said, I said, we got to do something together, right? That's that energy, right? And so, Ali, when you and I spoke at an event together, we said the same thing. And now here we are, all three together. Yep. That's incredible. So, yeah. So my, just so everybody knows, as Dr. Breakthrough, I always have to give a disclaimer. I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. But when people follow my breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides a breakthrough they desire and deserve. And a breakthrough is exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. See, the breakthroughs are occurred. That's what took Ali from being where he was, being homeless and all that, to now being all the things, the great things he's accomplished. Super K the same way, and myself and others. So here's what we're going to do. So we put together a Breakthrough Freedom Challenge. We're going to teach you how to break through to get free, whether in your professional life, your personal life, your finances. I mean, it's just going to be incredible. As a matter of fact, you probably have heard the name Zig Ziglar, who I used to, by the way, speak with and spoke for his group. He passed on, and his son, Tom Ziglar, who's been carrying on the legacy, he's going to actually kick it off on day 0. You don't want to miss Tom Ziglar. The guy is off the chart. So, Ali, we've got some powerful coaches. You're going to be speaking. Super K is going to be speaking. And as a matter of fact, as we trail through this, there's 7 reasons I tell everybody you got to attend. And number 1 is because of the coaches. When you have a Tom Ziglar, when you have a Candy G who went from peanut butter to private jets, when you have Tom Ziglar, right? When you've got a Super K, when you got an Ali Madai, when you got a Jimmy Azell, when you got a Dr. Fran Harris, who end up being WGHTV. She was one of the hosts there and being seen by millions and millions of people when the very first women's basketball stars. I mean, powerful. I mean, we got speaker after speaker. Listen, I've been paid as much as $47,000 to speak 1 hour. I'm going to be speaking for free. Super K gets some credit. Listen, all of these different speakers, as she mentioned, we're going to be pouring into people to help them get this now, march into their breakthrough, spring into their breakthrough. So reason number 1, everybody should attend is because of the coaches. And you're hearing 3 of several of the coaches are going to be there. Number 2, because of the content. And you just said that, Super K. We're going to be giving content that's so powerful. I mean, Super K already gave you some powerful nuggets, but imagine, my friend, she's going to show you on the screen where you can actually follow along. That's what makes it even more powerful. That's really what I love, and a lot of people like that step-by-step instruction, my friend. And we've got Alicia Little, who's done multiple 7 figures. One day, she did 7 figures in a 24-hour period, right? But she's so down to earth, and she's going to be giving powerful content. So everybody, Ali's got to attend because of the coaches and because of the content. And another thing, because of the contest. Now, Super K, we were part of this challenge, and she came in first place the last time around and did an incredible job. So we have a contest of how many, who's going to invite the most people. We have different contests, different things, and people get recognized. Ali, do you know recognition is so important that babies will cry for it? Right? Yeah, you check the baby, nothing's happening. Guess what? That baby is crying because he just wanted some attention. Hey, teenagers will lie for it, right? They're telling these incredible stories in the locker rooms, right? And then sometimes women will vie for it, right? They got to get the better dressed. They got to get this better. And then men sometimes will die for it. That's the power of recognition. Well, guess what, my friend? We're going to be recognizing people who do a great thing. But not only that, because of the connection and collaboration. So I'm going to let y'all talk on that one. But the connection and collaboration, listen, I'm actually collaborating now with the Young Entrepreneur Project because of connection with Jimmy Azell, which, by the way, we're part of a $25,000 mastermind where we first met. But then Ali, then when I'm connected with you, and then you were telling me I'm working with Jimmy Azell, and I was like, that name, I know that name from somewhere. I know that. folks, listen, now we're doing business together and they actually putting together this challenge, putting it all together. You don't want, like Super K said, you don't know what you can miss. So I'm going to say this real quick and turn it over to you all. And we'll just mess with that. Why? Again, 7 reasons why. But here's the thing. Success is like a combination lock. And sometimes you have 2 of those numbers and you just need 1 more number. And it's like that thing is like, it just won't, you know. And by the way, Ali, if you want to have some fun, I've done this a time or two. You take a combination lock and you say to people, hey, anybody here got a doctor's degree? People raise their hand and say, could you cover for me? Okay, I need you to unlock this. I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, figure out the numbers. So they try to figure it out and they can't do it. But you got a doctor. I'm not trying to put you down, but you got. So I show them, hey, watch this. And I just, boom. What's the difference? And sometimes what I'll do is I'll get a child or a young person to tell them the numbers and say, do it. But here's what I'm demonstrating. The demonstrating is you just need to know the right sequence of the numbers to get it right. And guess what, my friend? That last number that somebody needs, that sequence is going to be taught. It's going to be taught. So here it is. People say, well, what, man, Steve Jobs was one idea away from Microsoft at one time. Steve Jobs, from what am I trying to say? Look, Bill Gates was one idea away from Microsoft. Steve Jobs was one idea away from Apple and so forth. I could go on and on. Guess what? And you may be just one idea away. And guess what that one idea is? I don't know. It might be the next book. It might be but guess what? It's probably going to be in this challenge in one of these speakers. And like Super K said, you don't want to miss it. Because listen, the cost is it's free, the 10 sessions, or you can pay $7 to 7 and get over $4,000 worth of bonuses, or you can pay $97 to become a VIP and get the extra special VIP sessions, the 21-day breakthrough challenge, all the recordings and all the extra things. Or the cost is you may lose out. If you don't, you may lose out and live with regret. Okay? So I'm gonna turn it back to y'all for a while. Let you talk, and I'll give them the last 2 or 3.
I'll tell you this much. All I can say is we've been together for just about 30 minutes. Imagine all the, I've seen Calvin write. I've got enough nuggets for lunch. Here's the thing. Now imagine spending 5 days and a lot of bonuses that we're gonna have with incredible individuals who are far, far more successful than me personally, and who have done incredible things, incredible impact, incredible numbers in their entrepreneurial journey, and they're willing to just give it all away. So step 1 is make sure you register, even if it's just for the general sessions, because that alone, just so you know, tens of thousands of dollars in value just for you to attend the general sessions. I mean, we're starting with Zig Ziglar's son on Sunday night, for crying out loud. Just that alone should pique your interest for showing up. Then definitely consider to upgrade, because you not only get so much more value, but you get access to breakout sessions, working and collaborating with other individuals. But you got to be part of a community and an ecosystem where you're going to just elevate your game, and you never know who you're going to meet and connect with that can fill the gap for you. Because here's one thing that I tell you, I'm a podcaster now, but I never was before until I met somebody who was an expert at podcasting. I was like, hey, would you mind sharing some things with me? And all of a sudden Ali became a podcaster. So being in the right ecosystem allows you to elevate yourself. Just like the tithe, it rises for every single individual. Super K, what you got?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of crazy because, I've gone to many paid, type of challenges, and the value you get when you go to the ones with the people that are doing what you want to do and how you want to do it. The training I give on these challenges, I charge a lot of money for, and I don't hold anything back. I give all the nuggets of how I turned my Facebook into my ATM. And that, if you show up alone for that, never mind the mindset, because you can have the skills, but if you don't have the mindset, you kind of get lost.
Super K, you and I have a friend that I paid them a couple $1,000 to learn some of what you taught in the last challenge. So I want y'all to know she's not exaggerating. So anyway, go ahead. I apologize, but I had to.
No, seriously, I'm not holding anything back. Just because it's free doesn't mean it's not valuable. I'm giving, and I was always taught, give your most valuable stuff away for free, because you know what? That's how you create the transformations and create the trust. Because when they go, they gave me that for free. Imagine what they give when you actually get into something that you may pay for. Because guys, we give the best for you to help you have that transformation. We're not here just for the money. We're here to help you. The money is just the aftermath of helping those succeed, because you want to see people succeed. Why else do we do it? Yeah, of course, money helps us put food on the table, but that doesn't bring the feeling inside of what transformations people can really have. Helping you get your mind right, your finances right, your marketing right. You're going to get everything on this free challenge, and then the upgrades are an additional bonus that are just going to set you up even higher for success, guys. So honestly, you're kind of giving up something that could truly change your 2021 and beyond. And the collaboration, guys, I'm telling you, when you meet people in these things, just like he said, we popped on a Zoom, and it was like, I'm helping him with some tech stuff, and he's like, hey, oh my gosh, we got to collaborate on something. And then boom, what is it? Maybe 6 months later, here we are. We saw each other at Summit. We're like, what? It was like he saw our ghost. Super Ken, what are you doing here? It's just amazing what happens. The people you meet, the relationships you create, guys, I'm telling you, it's life-changing. And I invited people to a challenge before, and they go, I can't believe I got this. I spent a fortune and never got the value that this challenge that didn't cost me a penny to, get into, it created the transformation I was looking for. And guys, I want you to have that this year. You deserve it. So if nothing else, just take a chance on what is presented to you, because if you don't take what's in front of you, you will never know what is possible in your life. So guys, breakthrough time.
Doc.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, my wife last night and the last 24 hours had a 4-figure, and it's because of one principle she learned from the breakthrough challenge, folks. She learned from the breakthrough challenge. I'm glad she learned it, first of all. But anyway, so I'm saying this is not just ethereal learning. This is stuff that you're going to be able to put into practice to produce results. So everybody deserves to come because of the coaches, because of the content, the powerful content, it's transformational content, right? It's transcendent content. You're going to break through in different areas, but because of, like I said, number 3, the connection and collaboration, because of the contests, right? Some of us are a little bit competitive, right? And also because, and by the way, Super K, my record is 269. So come on, sister, come on, get it.
Get ready. Get ready.
By the way, folks, it's different contests we'll have. But then the cash, I forgot to mention, everybody who registers, Ali, they're going to get their own link. And so when they get their link, they're going to be able to share it with others. When they share it with others, if people do, again, I call it an irresistible offer. just $7 to get thousands of dollars worth of real live bonuses. Well, guess what? When someone does that, my friend, you earn 90% of that, which is like $6.30. And then when they upgrade to the $97 VIP, they get the 21-day breakthrough challenge. By the way, that's $279 that Jimmy Azell paid $279 for. And they get all the other thousands of dollars of bonuses in the VIP session. Guess what? You make 50%, which is $48.50. Literally, my friend, I made $800 on someone else's challenge that had this model. And all I did was invite other people. And some of those people won trips. Some of those people won cash. So we make it fun. You're going to learn. But you also, listen, my friend, you ought to come because of the cash. Some people are going to win free cash. Other people, you're going to get to earn it. And then, like we already said, the cost. But then the cause, and I close out with that, the cause. See, Ali, it was January the 20th of 2019 that I was on a 21-day fast, and I was praying, and I didn't hear an audible voice. It was like the Lord spoke to me and said, I want you to empower 1 million or more people to experience at least one or more breakthroughs. And so through this 21-day challenge, that's what I decided to do. But then we found out, if we could do a challenge like this, man, we can get people breakthroughs in a short amount of time and so forth. And it's helping me. So I'm asking you, I need you to get registered. I need you to go to breakthroughfreedomchallenge.com. Give yourself an opportunity. Give yourself permission to be exposed. If you enjoyed what you heard thus far, I don't mean any harm. You haven't heard anything yet compared to all that's going to happen this week. And by the way, there's a private Facebook group. So all the replays, if you worked on the day, you'll get the replays. We're going to have a bonus session or two in an evening just for people in different countries and so forth. And so anyway, but the cause. So would you empower? Would you allow me? Would you help me to empower you, my friend, and your friends to help me reach this million? Maybe you're one of the million, or maybe you're connected to those ones who are supposed to be part of that million. So in the Bible, there's a Acts 16:9. There was a man that said, "Come over to Macedonia and help us." And I'm asking you, come over to Breakthrough Freedom Challenge. Help us get the word out. I only need you to tell 3 people. Chris, Super K, just 3 people. Ali, just 3 people.
I'll get
Lottie, Dottie, and everybody.
Awesome stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it here first. BreakthroughFreedomChallenge.com. Super K is one of the master coaches. Dr. Breakthrough is obviously hosting the whole event. Yours truly and many.
You're a master breakthrough coach too, man.
So I'm humbly excited of being amongst the grace that each and every one of you are, and I cannot wait to see all of your beautiful faces. So go and register today, even if it's just a complimentary general sessions. There's plenty for you to take advantage of. So I appreciate you, Doc. Super K, as always, a pleasure and a treat. And I will talk to you soon. Have a blessed day.